If you're testing 100, 200 ads or more a month, but you're not growing, you don't need more ads. You don't need a new media buyer. The real problem is that you need more winning ads. Scaling isn't about how many ads you test. It's about how many ads you actually scale, how many winning ads you find. So in this video, I'll show you the reason why most of your ads fail, the cycle that we use to fix this, and the creative strategy map that we build to keep our win rate improving month after month. And this is based on our experience managing more than 37 million in ad spend for our clients. There are two main things that matter if you want to scale your ad account. One is your win rate. So what's the percentage of your ads that become real winners, top spenders in your ad account? The other one is the volume of unique concepts of unique ads. And if you see that your last true winner, the ad that help you to scale and grow your business, so the ads are actually a top spender and at the top of your ad account, they are from 3 months ago or more, then it means that you have a problem. Your win rate is low, because it's very important to define also what's a winning ad, because a lot of agencies, a lot of brands define as winners some ads maybe have ROAS of 4, but they can only spend $50 or $500. A real winner is an ad that actually gets to the top of the ad account and is able to help you to scale the business. Because that's your ultimate goal, right? Not small winners, but ads actually help you to scale. So you want to track your win rate. And scaling is basically a cycle. So this first step, if you see that your win rate is low, so you're not finding real winner ads for a few months, then you want to fix your win rate. And then once you do that, and every month, or at least every 2 months, you find real winners that become like first ad in the ad account, then you can add volume and you can do more ads. Increase your win rate, and then after that increase the number of ads. But if you skip one step and you just increase the volume while your win rate is low, that's going to be an issue. Let me show you why most brands I talk with are not scaling. Probably your ads look like ads. Most of your UGC ads, even my grandma knows their ads, right? So, and the main thing is like nobody's gonna believe that your UGC creator is obsessed about your product, that the product is a game changer, right? Those words are so common now that everyone knows those are ads and you're not saying the truth. What we see very often is that most brands know what to say, but they don't say it in the right way. They say it wrong. And they repeat the same testimonial UGCs, same voiceovers. All the ads look very similar. They use very similar formats, same angles, same creators. And that's the main reason why most brands can't scale. And maybe you found even a winning angle, the winning buyer persona and everything, but you're not just communicating it well. Another point is that after Andromeda, and I did another video about this, is there was a big change. And for Meta, if you do 100 ads that are very similar, it's the same thing of doing just one ad. So you need at least 5-10 concepts that are from new footage, that are different, where you change maybe the persona you're targeting, the angle, the format, the awareness level, and you need to have a decent win rate. Then you can add volume, but you have to make sure that the volume that you add has a decent win rate. And you're not just adding volume because maybe it will help, but because you see a correlation with increasing volume and finding more winning ads. I go more in depth on Andromeda in another video, but basically before you could just add one ad. It was very broad, it was very good, and it scaled the ad account. While now you have to have ads that are very different, they target different personas, different angles, they have different formats, and you need to have more variety, more creative diversity. Our approach when we work with clients is mainly to understand, do you need more or better? Do you need more ads? Because your win rate is already fine and you need to double down on what works, maybe also experimenting different stuff, but mainly double down on that. Or you need better ads because maybe your win rate is low. Because the main thing to scale is getting more winning ads, right? You can just increase volume or you can increase the win rate. But if you have a very low win rate, you're not finding winners for a month, then you need to basically work on the win rate first and then on the rest. We do this also by, we just improve also a lot of our internal processes. And something that we see working very well is having a creative strategy map, especially now with Andromeda, like the some changes in the algorithm and all of that. So having creative strategy map and a lot of creative diversity also, and connecting the learnings from the creative analysis to the creative strategy map, we see that it's really helpful. And that allows us to also get a lot of learnings when some ads don't work, because obviously you're not always going to find winners. So you have to make sure that when an ad doesn't work well, you are at least learning something to apply to the next ones. The creative strategy map, I'll do also a video more in depth on this, but very quickly, is basically mapping everything in these are the main personas. Then for each persona, as you can see here, you see each persona, you have several angles. And then you start to say, okay, this angle didn't work. And maybe say, this one, we don't want to test it anymore. Or maybe say, this one actually didn't work, but we want to test it with a different format, or we want to test it with a different awareness level. Then there is a format, the angle that works, and you want to double down on that, and you want to add more variety. And if you think about how we map it, it's basically a persona or the reason to buy, and it can also be the pain point. And then you have the different awareness levels for each one and the angles that are connected to that awareness level. And then after that, you have the format. So there are a lot of variables that can impact the results. And then we track all the results. Like here you can see an image where we show exactly how we track everything. We normally track our results compared to other sources of the creatives. So can be the in-house team of the client, can be the other agency, and we try to understand how we are doing, how our ads are doing. And if you're a brand, you can do the same, and basically you track how your agency ads are doing, how your in-house ads are doing. So you want to track all of that, and you want to track that also by batch, so you can understand if there is maybe an issue, because maybe in the last batches you're not finding winners, or only one team is finding winners. Maybe you have multiple creative strategists, you can track that by creative strategists too. And you want to make sure that you are tracking everything, you're getting data, you're learning, and ideally you find winners, you scale your account. If not, at least you're winning, you're learning, and you are getting closer to get winning ads. Then something we see a lot too, and that's why we focus so much on this, is that now it's much more common that a lot of brands, a lot of agencies, they know what to say. They understand what people like, what is the main angle. Sometimes they don't say it in the right way. So as mentioned before, there are some things that when you hear them, you know it's an ad, like I'm obsessed, this is a game changer. So there are some mistakes there. A lot of times even that is fine, because the script can be fine. But it's very common that it's not just what you say, but how you say it. That can be in the script. That's also a very important variable. And the other thing that can have an impact is obviously like the whole thing we saw before with the creative strategy map, and also the formats. So what is the format that you use to communicate that message? Because maybe you use a UGC ad, or you can use other formats. What we do is we see what's working for that industry, for that niche, on social media, and then we take those formats and we try them on that account. And we see several formats working well for a lot of clients now. For example, the podcast ads, street interviews, using authority figures is something that works very well for us. It can be doctor, dermatologist, like people like that. Adding something more, something different, putting more effort in understanding how can I stop the scroll, how can I make people change their belief about this product, about this problem, and make them understand that the product I'm selling is actually the best solution. And if you want to learn more about these formats, I talk about them a lot on Twitter. So you can send me a message also on Twitter. I can send you our guides. We have guides for podcast ads, street interviews, POV videos, and a lot of these. I also have another YouTube video on podcast ads and more. So feel free to ask there. If you already spend more than 50K a month on ads, and you want me to take a look at your ad account and give you some suggestions on what we can test to add more creative diversity, then just click a link below in the description, and we can have a call and take a look at your ad account. So just as a recap, you don't always need more ads. So first, in most cases, you just have to fix your win rate, and then you want to scale with more concepts that are specific to some buyer personas, different pain points, different angles, awareness levels, and formats, as we showed in the creative strategy map. And that's how we scale in Meta. If you have any questions or any doubts on these, feel free to ask below, and I'll try to cover it in another video.